Hi everyone, it is so good to have you here. I really want to talk today about 4 things that you can do that will instantly have you trusting your intuition a little bit more easily. I'm all about empowering people when it comes to stepping into more of a faith-led life. And this is like faith in yourself and faith in the universe, faith in God, but also stepping into your power and your authenticity. Now, everybody has intuition. We all have intuition. We just have it to different degrees, and that's not because it can't be amplified within you. It may just be that it needs a little bit of nurturing, needs a little bit of encouragement, and it needs you to rely on it a little bit more in order for it to really start and flourish. Yes, I completely understand. You might look at me as somebody that has all of these spiritual gifts and hears things and sees things and think, well, Gemma, it's very easy for you to say. I wasn't always aware of my spiritual gifts. I was always aware of my intuition, but there has been times in my life where I've really been very out of touch with my intuition. So it hasn't always come easy to me. And actually, knowing what it says and trusting in it are 2 different things, okay? So those are 2 different processes that we need to go through in order to actually trust in it, because you might be able to hear what it says, but taking that leap of faith when the logical path maybe makes a bit more sense isn't always easy to do. But once you start to build up this trust, which is what we're going to be looking at in this video, trusting in that intuition will always take you down the good path and take you down the right path, and it will mean that you will be able to navigate by faith alone. Okay, so that's what we're going to look at. If this is your first time here, it is very good to have you here. Hello, my name is Gemma Lonsdale. I'm going to pin all of my links below as well, so you can find me easy on other channels and can work with me and follow me in other places. If you're not subscribed, don't forget to hit the if you're not subscribed, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. If you're really enjoying this content, leave me a like, leave me a comment, tell me what your challenges are, how it's resonating with you as well, and I would love to help you out a little bit more further. Okay, so the first thing that I really wanted to talk to you about here is intuition and how we feel it, okay? How we feel this intuition is going to feel differently to everyone else. And this process or this journey that I'm going to take you through with these 4 things that you can be doing will help you actually start to identify and clarify how it feels within your body. Okay. Now, I feel with intuition, it comes in my stomach. So I know when things feel good or whenever things feel not so good. Sometimes I'll feel it throughout my body. Every time that I feel it, it actually comes in a little bit different. So this is your opportunity to really just start to see how it feels for you. It's like that first time that you meet somebody and you're thinking to yourself, wow, they're lovely. Or, oh, he gives me the heebie-jeebies, or she's like, ugh. You know, that energy is your intuition. It's your internal satellite navigation system, and it's how the universe and God, your higher self, however you want to label that, is actually communicating with you. So it's a really valuable tool to actually get right. One of the first things that we can do whenever we're learning to trust and develop our intuition is actually reflect on things from the past. This is a really valuable resource of information, and it's one of the things I did a lot whenever I was on my journey with trying to tighten up the ship, so to speak. We all have things in the past where we have maybe had a bad feeling about something, but we went on ahead with it anyway because logic just seemed to prevail. And those are really important learning opportunities, because we can look and reflect back on the feeling, what we thought was going to happen, what we were afraid of what was going to happen, or what we were afraid would happen, and actually how things turned out and what we would do differently. So use those experiences to your advantage. Now, I have lots of different examples that I can share. Too many to talk about in a YouTube video, that's for sure. Whenever I met my ex-husband, we both had our own homes, our own properties, and we were going to live in one of them. So we decided we were going to live in his, I was going to rent mine out. And I can remember someone coming to have a look at mine, and I just met her and I just had this awful feeling. Something didn't sit right with me. However, she had the money. She came with cash. She had her month's rent up front. She had the deposit. And I thought to myself, gosh, like, what's the worst that can happen? And honestly, it is one of the worst decisions that I have ever made in my life. Okay, so it's really important to be able to reflect back on those experiences and be really honest with yourself about what you felt at that point, and actually what you would do differently if the case was presented to you again. The second thing I would really encourage you to do, and I have a tool that will really help you do this as well, is actually to start and test your intuition and use it on a day-to-day basis. This doesn't mean that you're going to throw caution to the wind and blindly trust in it. This means that you're going to start looking at the different situations that come up in your life or in the lives of people around you, like your best friend, your partner, your parents, and actually lean into your intuition and feel what you think is going to happen. And, is this a good opportunity? Is it a bad opportunity? A good decision? A bad decision? And actually start to track it. Okay, because over time, it's going to help give you confidence that, whew, I was right there. Oh, I was right about that. Well, actually, what I thought was going to happen, is what happened. There will be opportunities for you to get instant sort of like feedback from that, because things will happen really, really quickly. Some things will take a little bit longer to come to fruition, but when we track it and we actually write it down somewhere, it makes it easier for us to actually have that reflection time. Now, the freebie that I am including for you is a link to a PDF download. It is a journal prompt sheet, my intuition journal. So it has the prompts on there that you should be asking yourself whenever you're going through those situations. So you can have access to that for free. You can print the PDF off and, write on it, or you can use the prompts to put into a paper journal or into your notes on your iPhone, for example. I'm a digital journaler. The reason I like a digital journal is, for one, I have weak wrists. My wrists would get sore sitting writing all of that information out. But also I like that I can hit Control F or Command F and actually search for things and get the information up really quickly, because I can search for keywords. So that's why I go for digital. That's just my thing. But you do your thing. Do whatever works for you. And that will help you start to build confidence in yourself. The third thing, which is really important as well, is to stop asking other people. I was one of those that, because I lacked trust in myself, I went to other people for validation. So I used to go to my aunt all the time and ask her, what do you think about this? What should I do here? And actually, all that it was doing was muddying the waters and confusing things, and actually having me doubt the intuition that I was receiving at that particular time. Now, that became really profound whenever I was starting to come away from the traditional sort of life and life path that I was on, working in the corporate world, doing a steady job. And whenever I started to develop my spiritual gifts and started to go down the path of psychic mediumship at that time, that would have been something that the people around me would have been saying to me, Gemma, don't be so stupid. Don't be giving up your job. This is crazy. I had a friend that was worried that I was in a cult. So it's really important to trust that internal feeling and not let it become too muddied with people around you and their thoughts, because they might unknowingly, and from a loving place, I might add as well, but they might actually be preventing you from walking the path that you're supposed to walk on. Okay, so it's really important to have faith in those feelings that come, because they're coming to you for a reason. Okay, and the decisions and the path that you walk on won't always make sense to other people. Number 4, last but definitely not least, what we feel is our intuition can sometimes be coming through as ego or fear. Ego wants to be adored. It wants to be right. It wants to have the validation. So if you have said to your friend, for example, that, oh, my intuition is telling me this is definitely going to happen, we can become entrenched in that position. So whenever it doesn't actually happen, the ego still is saying, no, it's definitely going to happen. I felt it. It's definitely coming. Intuition doesn't really care about the validation. The intuition that we feel wants to take us on the right path. It wants to protect us. It wants us to be aligned to our soul purpose, for example. So it's really important that we learn to tell the difference. That can sometimes come through you being able to identify how things feel within you. Sometimes ego is a little bit louder. Sometimes the fear and anxiety comes up and we think that it's a warning sign that our intuition is telling us not to proceed with something, but it's just our reaction to that particular situation. So whenever we open ourselves up to one, understanding that feeling and actually being able to ask ourselves the question, is this coming from a place of ego? Do I really want to be right? Or is it coming from a place of intuition and me aligning with my soul's purpose? So that does involve us being honest with ourselves, which isn't always the most comfortable thing to do. But whenever we start to feel into that energy, honestly, it will always keep us on the right track. So do those 4 things. Start today and actually go through. Start to fill in your journal and put things in place that will help you start to really strengthen that. And the more you use it, the stronger it will become and the more easy it will be for you to trust it. It is a process. It's not necessarily going to happen overnight. It took me years to really build up that faith that I could follow it blindly, but that doesn't come easily, okay? It did take a long time for that, and a lot of wrong turns and bumps in the road as well for me to distinguish between the two. But your intuition is the most powerful thing that you can be using to navigate life. So it's well worth taking the time and investing in it, and then it will be with you for life. And it's just a matter of keeping it fine-tuned. If you want to follow me on other sites, I'm also on TikTok and Instagram, and I just recently joined Facebook as well. You can follow me over there for more short form content. I also post some inspiration and wisdom out there as well. I also have my Substack where you can go, I write there every week, so you can go and have a look at that. There are my podcast as well. I don't actively record on the podcast at the minute. It is an archive. It's 4 years worth of content all around healing and spirituality and tuning into yourself and your spiritual gifts. So go and find that. It is The Happy Psychic. I have my book, Wisdom, Proverbs for Today. You can buy this on Amazon. It's in hardback and paperback and also on the Kindle, or if you are a Kindle Unlimited user, you can access it in there as well. So go and check the book out. I also do a number of different courses and workshops as well. And right now I do have availability for some one-to-one divine guidance sessions, so you can check those out in the links below as well. And I'm so pleased to have you here. Don't forget to check out the other content. Let me know how this has worked for you. If you have anything that you want me to share or maybe do a follow-up video on, let me know about that as well. And I look forward to seeing you again next week whenever I post some more content out.